Teriaq Intense by Lattafa. Teriaq Intense is a new fragrance by Lattafa that was designed by Quentin Biche. The opening is great on this. Honestly, to me, it opens very similar to Camra. So I get why people compare this a lot to Camra. Slightly cinnamon, slightly ambery, slightly tonka beanie with a lot of plum. And I get the direct comparisons to Camra, but this changes quite a bit when it dries down. The top notes are saffron, bergamot. The middle notes are plum liquor and cinnamon. And the base notes are amber, tonka bean, and benzoin. It is sweet, but creamy and ambery and dark. I think dark is the good word for this. Deep and dark. Take that idea that you have a plum and amber and benzoin and dark in it. Think about it putting it in a saucepan and then bringing it to a simmer. That's what you're doing in this fragrance. You're taking all those scents and just dialing it up to 11, just bringing it up a little bit, just taking those scents and amplifying them and darkening them to bring out the richness that's hiding behind them. This is what this is kind of doing. This isn't a dupe for anything. This is an original creation by Lattafa, so there's nothing to compare it to. The only thing people have been kind of like immediately comparing it to is Camra. That's just the beginning hit. If you take an initial sniff, you get Camra because of that initial brightness, that initial hit that Camra and this have in common with that cinnamon. Actually, let me do a quick spray of Camra. Where are you, Camra? Yeah, and it's not that similar. It's in the same ballpark. It's in the same family, but it's not so similar. Camra leans a lot sweeter. It leans a lot more aggressive. Teriaq Intense is a lot darker. It's a lot more mysterious. I don't know how to put this. I just sprayed Camra and I sprayed this side by side, and I can tell you that yes, there's an initial hint that they're similar, but honestly, Teriaq Intense is darker, more deeper, more resinous. It doesn't mean Camra's bad. Camra's fantastic. It's one of my favorite scents. I'm just talking about how this is a separate thing. This is a different animal completely. So when this is drying down in a few hours, by hour around 2, this changes completely. And where Camra, the cinnamon, and the vanilla kind of are the stars of that show, and it's a sweet, powerful smell, in this one, what it ends up becoming the star, amber with the plum kind of getting together and creating a deep plum. The plum is like so delectable in this. It reminds me of plum wine, and it stays throughout after the dry down. It's such a great plum scent. Like, if you like the note of plum, this is something that you definitely should try, because this is plum to the 10th degree. I really love how the plum plays a huge part in this scent. The other notes are deepening and making that plum more intense, but the plum to me is a star here. That's what I got the most from here. This is moderately sweet. This is not a super sweet scent. This is not as sweet as Camra is, but this is actually sweeter than Kawa is. This is right in the between of those two. This is a strong performer, but not as strong as Camra is. About the 2-3 hours, you are projecting about maybe 4 to 6 feet, and then it starts dying down until it becomes a bubble of 1 or 2 feet for the rest of the day. This never becomes a real skin scent. It always projects, but it never is a room filler like Camra is. This is one of those scents that you have to wash off. This is not something that goes away with time. Every time I do a review, a lot of you ask me about how things compare to other scents, and especially scents that you have. I decided to do a giveaway type of situation. How's that gonna work? I created a form that's gonna be in my YouTube description. All you have to do is complete the form, which is writing your name, writing what fragrance you're interested in, and how you want me to contact you. 1 week after I posted that video, I will contact 3 individuals from that form and get their shipping information to send them a 2 milliliter decant of the fragrance I was talking about. If you're not sure that the notes I'm mentioning and the vibe that I'm describing works for you, you can test it out for yourself now. You don't have to blind buy the scent. And then be ready to get your decant in the mail. Now that this has rested a little bit, like I said, the plum is still there, but there's more depth to that. More resin there, more benzoin there. It feels like a deeper, darker thing. It feels like a harmonious thing. There's layers there. It's just really, I don't want to say comforting, because it isn't really comforting. It's more around the lines of, it feels like you're sinking into a warm, enveloping darkness. That sounds bad. Think about it like a warm darkness. It's insane, but it's more like you're being accepted into the darkness, I guess you could say. So it's a really like velvetiness. Think about it that way. You're being sunk into velvet. That's what this smells like to me. People online have been saying that this is a very powerful scent. It's unisex. It's very approachable. It's very inexpensive. The bottle design is very beautiful. It's very elegant. Like a lot of different things. People are very positive about this. I find it very interesting that a lot of people are saying that it smells differently in different situations. A lot of people are saying it's very spicy. To me, there's not a lot of spice in this, but a lot of people are saying it's spicy. They're saying it's much more amber than anything else. To me, it's much more plum than anything else. But like everybody seems to be getting something different off this, which is something good when it comes to fragrances. When a fragrance is like giving a different story to different people, it's really good. That just means it's doing its job, creating interest. In terms of negative, people say that this might be too intense in the close quarters. I didn't find that to be true. I used this in an office and no one really complained about it. I didn't get any negative looks from this. People have also said that it's a little harsh, a little cloying at times, can be considered a bit linear. I get why people might consider it linear if all you're getting is the plum note or the amber note throughout. I don't just get that. I get more of an experience from this, but I get who is saying that. I think it takes time for this to settle, and I think this needs to macerate more. I don't think mine has macerated enough. I think it'll get deeper and more powerful with time and maybe more nuanced with time, because even from when I originally bought it till now, I've already sensed some changes in the way it's projecting and the way that scent profile has changed. I think that this scent definitely needs some resting time before it achieves its true form, its final form. I get why people are saying it might be linear, but I think those people have just gotten non-macerated, non-matured version of this. This makes you smell sexy. This is a very sexy smell. This is sex in a bottle to me, because this is not your classic sex. This is not your sweet sex. This is not your like animalistic sex. This is not that kind of sex. This is more like your sophisticated sex, your power in a suit sex. This is your bold sex. Like think about the slinky dress, the tailored suit.
Sensual. Sexy. Sex.
That kind of sexiness, that dynamics of power where the sexiness is hidden behind layers of nuance. That's what this is bringing to you versus the in-your-face sexiness that other scents bring you. I really like and I really find this scent very sexy for the story that it brings you. I'm really enjoying that. What's my verdict for this? My verdict for this, I think you can probably guess. In terms of projection, it's 100% a 10. In terms of longevity, it's a 10. In terms of scent profile, honestly, it's a 10. I really love this. I think it's right up there with Kawa. I think this is right between them in terms of their scent profile. I think Kamra would be the brash, sweet projector that's very strong. Kawa is the sophisticated, subtle, muted, layered experience. This is right in between. This is like the flirty middle one, if you want to think about it that way. These three kind of like seem to be dancing around each other in the same family of notes, but they're very good. I really love these. I'm definitely going to use up this entire bottle. I am looking forward to seeing this grow into something even more formidable. Stay tuned for a macerated review or matured review. What do you guys think? Did you get the scent? Did you enjoy it? Remember that scents are subjective, so what I like doesn't necessarily mean that you like it. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and always remember to smell your best. See ya.